Are you eating the potatoes separately from the bottom?
No, I'm eating them together, but I'm not mixing them.
Okay.
Like, I'll grab a piece of potato and grab a piece of the bottom.
Oh, mine kind of fell apart in serving it anyway, so it was never really together.
Like us.
Relatable. What's up? It's Kat and Deb from Two Market Girls. Welcome back to another episode of How to Vegan the Holidays, our annual holiday recipe series.
Yeah.
So
we're doing the entree today.
the main course, the big kaboom.
And I will say, like, I struggled this year to figure out what I wanted to do for the main course for How to Vegan the Holidays, because I was like, I could do what we've done in the past just with a different flavor profile, but I wanted something like new that we haven't done before, so I struggled. But I'm happy with what we decided to do.
I think this is a great addition, and I mean, it's only gonna get harder every year.
Yeah, I mean, eventually I'll start just doing the same things with different flavors. But I didn't want to get to that point at, like, what is it, only year 4?
Yeah.
It's too soon to get to that point.
Okay, so what did you make?
Made a shepherd's pie.
Classic.
Really classic, really delicious, very comforting, and it makes a ton of it, so it feeds the whole family. Or leftovers.
There we go. And what do we say about leftovers? They're basically meal prep, so this is a meal prep.
Meal prep in disguise.
Before we get into the recipe, be sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss future vegan recipes every Sunday and whatever Wednesdays every other Wednesday. And let's go make a pie.
To make your shepherd's pie, we're first going to start off by making our mashed potatoes. So to do that, we want to bring a pot of salted water to a boil. Once boiling, we're going to add in some chopped and peeled potatoes and cook them until fork tender. Once they are fork tender, you're going to drain them and mash them gently. Then you're going to add in some vegan sour cream and vegan butter and mash until nice and creamy. Then you're going to season with some salt and pepper and set aside. Next up, we're going to preheat our oven to 350. And then to a food processor, we're going to add in some shallots, garlic, mushrooms, and tempeh, and just pulse that until it's roughly chopped. To a large oven-safe pot over medium heat, we're just using our Dutch oven. You're going to add a little bit of oil and just heat that for about 30 seconds to a minute. Once it's warm, you're going to add in your diced tempeh mushroom mixture, some chopped celery, chopped carrots, a sprig of rosemary, a sprig of thyme, and a bay leaf, and some smoked paprika, and then just stir that all together until it's well combined, and let it cook until it's softened. That should take about 5 to 7 minutes. To quicken the process a little bit, you can add the lid on there so that it steams gently as well. Once it's cooked, you're going to stir in some tomato paste and all-purpose flour until it's evenly coating the mixture. Then you want to add in some red wine to deglaze the bottom and cook that down for just about a minute or two. Then you're going to add in some water, some bouillon paste. If you don't have bouillon paste, you can just sub in the amount of water with vegetable stock. You're going to add in some soy sauce and nutritional yeast, and then stir that until it's a nice thick gravy consistency. Once that's done, you're going to remove the herbs that you stirred in, so make sure you get both sprigs out and the bay leaf. Then we're going to stir in some frozen peas and corn, allow it to thicken just a little bit longer. Then we're going to top with our mashed potatoes, spread it evenly across the top. It doesn't need to look pretty. This is a very rustic dinner. At the end, if you want, you can use your fork to kind of do a little design into it. The more edges you have, the crispier the top will get, which is always appreciated. Then you're going to brush with some melted butter and then bake that shepherd's pie in your preheated oven for about 20 minutes or until you start to see the edges start to bubble over. Not bubble over the edge, bubble over the mashed potatoes. Once that's baked, we're going to switch our oven to broil on high and bake that for an additional 5-ish minutes or until it's nice and golden and crispy on top. Then you're going to allow that to rest for about 5 to 10 minutes before serving, and then you can top with some chopped chives if you'd like. Pie is a very loose term. So many things are described as a pie.
It feels really weird to call this a pie. Like, we're gonna go make a pie, but I don't feel like I made a pie.
No, not at all.
I just put a bunch of ingredients together.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And topped it with mashed potatoes.
Yeah, instead of pie crust, is that Yeah,
I guess
that is a loose term.
Is like a pie like just an enclosed filling with something around it? The potatoes in this case, because like pizza is also considered pie sometimes. Pizza pie, right?
That's true.
Like it's very strange. I really do like that filling a lot.
It is so comforting.
It really is. Honestly, I just feel so cozy right now. It's delicious.
Why are you staring at your bowl like that?
I was like, I had something on my mind to say, and then I completely blanked, so I just stared at my food.
I thought there was something wrong with your food.
No. So in this recipe, to make it easier, I use the food processor to blend everything up, which I really like. But Hutch gave me some criticism. Said he didn't love the texture, like it didn't necessarily have enough of a meaty texture. So if you do want that kind of meaty texture, you can just crumble the tempeh instead so it stays in bigger chunks. So that you kind of get that bite of like meaty flavor, and you can like dice the mushrooms instead of pulsing them.
Huh.
So I got criticism from a meat eater, but I really like it. I think it's delicious, but it's an alternative way if you want to do it.
I think I like it better this way because I find sometimes when tempeh, the chunks are too big, it doesn't, I don't know, it's like too chunky and it's too meaty, but not in like a taste like real meat way, just in I don't like it way.
Yeah. Great descriptor.
Thank you. Thank you. It just feels
so
like
good.
It doesn't cook as well sometimes.
Yeah. Also, the mashed potatoes on this are so good. This is the way my mom makes mashed potatoes, so she'll always do butter and sour cream in it. It's honestly the best. It just tastes like a baked potato mashed. It's so good.
So satisfying to make too. It's like,
I know.
Plop those good things in and mash it up.
So yeah, if you're also looking for a mashed potato recipe, just use this from this recipe, because that's basically my mashed potato recipe. Devin, would you make something like this for the holidays?
Absolutely. Actually, shepherd's pie was probably one of my favorite recipes to, like, when I was a kid that we would do with leftovers.
Really?
Because the turkey and the gravy and then mashed potatoes on top and, like, with veggies, oh, so good.
Huh. Are you going to do something similar for the upcoming challenge?
I feel like I can't now.
We have a leftovers challenge coming up. No, because you also don't have to use, at least for the leftovers challenge, I imagine we're using traditional leftovers, more like turkey, veggies, that kind of stuff, not like shepherd's pie leftovers. So you could make like a turkey shepherd's pie, which sounds delicious. I would never have thought of that. That sounds great.
It is so good. I might. I don't know. We'll see.
Also, so when I was doing this recipe, I was thinking, what if I replaced mashed potatoes with like a layer of like pasta on top? Pasta was the top, and then there was like this meat filling on the bottom.
And then baked it?
Yeah.
Is there a sauce on the pasta though?
Yeah, I imagine there would be a sauce. I just don't know what it would be.
Oh, probably cheesy.
That's what I was thinking. Like, what if it was like mac and cheese on top with the filling on the bottom?
I think that could totally work.
Guys, so many different options for you.
What should we talk about in the comments then? Because like we just remixed this recipe twice as we're talking.
Remix it again. No, let's actually talk about shepherd's pie, because I feel like shepherd's pie is a classic for a lot of people. But maybe there's like certain ingredients that you always put in your shepherd's pie that other people don't necessarily, or that's not classic. Let's talk about shepherd's pie.
All right. The
Also,
pie comments.
I don't know if technically this is shepherd's pie. Is it? Because shepherd's pie is normally made with lamb, right?
I don't know the rules, honestly.
I'm pretty sure shepherd's pie is technically supposed to be made with lamb, and cottage pie is made with ground beef. I was basing it off of the ground beef version, so if anyone actually knows the answer, I'm pretty sure that's what I read when I was researching things. Let me know if you actually know the answer in the comments below.
Pie talk in the comments?
Yeah, pie talk, shepherd's pie talk in the comments.
Yep. And the recipe will be in the description box below if you want to make it. There's also a link to our podcast. It's called Camera Eats First. It comes out every Monday, everywhere that you get podcasts. We talk about how we make our recipes, how we run our blog, and we keep you up to date on trending news topics in the vegan world. There's also a link to our Patreon community. Our patrons are a lovely group of people who help support the work that we do, and in exchange we give them some bonus content. So if you're able to support us, we really appreciate that. And there's also a link to our latest e-cookbook, which is maybe my favorite so far, because my favorite flavor ever, gingerbread.
Yeah, we're continuing on with the seasonally appropriate ebooks. So we've got another 8 recipe ebook for you, just like the last one, pumpkin spice, now gingerbread spice. Filled with delicious recipes, all desserts, because savory gingerbread is a weird thing to wrap your head around. But it's filled with really delicious recipes like granola or s'mores gingerbread bars. Like, there's a lot of delicious recipes in there, so I would suggest you purchase a copy.
And then you can have gingerbread all year round, because I think that should be a thing.
Yeah, honestly, most of these recipes, like, they don't necessarily taste, like, they taste like gingerbread, but it's not, like, necessarily as intense as, like, a gingerbread cookie would be. So it doesn't necessarily taste like the holidays. So you could have them year-round.
No matter what, you can have them year-round. I'm just going to say that. And then
eat anything, whenever you want. Have pizza for breakfast. Have gingerbread in the summer. Whatever you want.
Exactly. And subscribe. Give it a thumbs up. And share it with somebody else who needs this shepherd's pie, potato pie, cottage pie, this pie.
Ooh, imagine scalloped potatoes on top instead of mashed potatoes.
That would be really good too. Or like, you know that crumble that we made and put on mashed potatoes last year?
Goodness.
If you put that on top of this as well.
Oh my goodness.
That would be so
good. Also, before we go, our ebook makes a great gift. If you have to buy a gift for someone this holiday season. Makes a great gift.
Super cheap shipping, because there is none. The best part is just like mixing it all around. Who eats it in layers? It just becomes one big mash of...
Oh, I don't mix it around. But I also, like, shepherd's pie was not a big thing in my household necessarily, so I'm probably doing it wrong.
No, I want all the pieces together, because they're so good together.
Huh.